Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers. I'm Chris McGee, joined by co-host Locked On Lakers podcast. Actually, the captain of that podcast. His name
Look at me.
is Andy Kamenetsky.
I am the captain now, Gator.
You are the captain. BK, sorry about that.
I am the captain, Brian.
Your partner over there, long-time NBA writer. I don't know, some would say, future Hall of Famer maybe. I don't know, veteran. What would you like to call him? Kevin Ding!
There it is, right on time. Off to a great start.
Have you guys ever done a show together?
I think so.
We have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Over
it
the
was
10 years?
One of the greatest ever done.
Yeah. That's actually the strength of his Hall of Fame induction. Yeah. It's the show that we did together 5 years ago.
If you went into like the NBA writer, whatever, some Hall of Fame, would you ever mention us? Interesting.
This has been a very big part of my career, but
we'd be the so many people that I need to think. I obviously can't think everybody.
Name everybody. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. All right, let's get with Access here. It begins with a look at the Lakers' current roster. We've heard comments from Rob Pelinka, quotes from Jeannie Buss saying the team is not done making moves this offseason, but this is how it looks right now. If the season started today, you see the two-way contract, young guys that did great in Summer League, Cole Swider, Scottie Pippen Jr., Max Christie, by the way, who I got to talk to for our podcast. Just wait for that to drop. And you know all the other names on this list right here. So when you guys take a look at those names, position by position, I want you to think about this. Dinger, you're going to go first.
Yes, sir.
Biggest question marks moving forward for the purple and gold. You get two. Give me your number one. I have a feeling I know what it is.
Number one, I'd like to go against the grain, but there's no way to go against the grain here.
Give me a Hall of Fame answer.
Russell Westbrook is the right answer.
Okay.
It's the biggest question the Lakers are facing, unquestionably. Still so many ways it could go. I still think that Rob is working diligently through Plan A to Plan K to Plan Z, trying to figure out what can really be done. And honestly, this is, for whatever criticisms you have of Rob, this is the stuff he's good at, is marking out a bunch of plans, contingency possibilities, having connections, all these things that need to be done to put something as complicated as this retrade of Russell back together, and so we have to see what the Lakers are going to do before we can really determine what is going on this offseason.
So I have a feeling when our producer, the great B. Moore, went to you, he said, you cannot start number one with Russ because the Dinger has already taken that.
It's a Hall of Fame answer.
The board. So what is your number one? Because you went a little different route.
Ding is savvy. He knows go first with get these things out of the way. I went with Darvin Ham. Mm-hmm. And look, I want to preface this by saying I love the hire. I actually lobbied for the Lakers to hire Darvin Ham for whatever that's worth. I think nothing, but whatever. And I really liked him when he was part of Mike Brown's staff with the Lakers about a decade ago. He's universally respected, but he is a first-time head coach, and this team has a lot of new faces, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of tension from last season remaining, a lot of pressure, a lot of eyeballs. And it remains to be seen how he's going to handle all this, the systems that he's going to be implementing, his ability to reach players from that seat. Again, I really like Darvin Ham, and I'm really glad that they hired him. I have a lot of confidence, but it's still a question mark.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you on that. Dinger, you're number two. I like it.
My number two is a guy who, honestly, I don't think we've heard his name mentioned very often at all, which speaks to the concerns about how great he is. Anthony Davis, is he going to be even greater? Is he going to be even lesser, which would be a big problem? We hear positive reports, whispers, working hard, getting healthy. Is it possible that he comes back with a different mindset? That he has said, okay, we've seen where this team is at. LeBron can't carry us to that level anymore. It is my time to step it up and embrace all of the possibilities that I can be. I don't think we necessarily expect guys to change like that, but that would make things a lot easier for the Lakers if he came back with that attitude.
I remember thinking about this, and since the bubble, he's gone through, 6 injuries, depending on how you want to count them, and what that does mentally to a player, and you watched him lose confidence and kind of play a different way. I am so curious, I'm with you, Dinger, does he bounce back? Does he come in with a different mindset? And what happens when you do get that first nick, or maybe you do miss a couple games? Like, does that affect you because he doesn't want to get hurt? Trust me, he wants to be out there. So I am so intrigued with how he's going to come back, because when he's right and when he's playing like AD, it's just a different team no matter who's around him. What's your number 2?
Where's the shooting going to be for the Lakers next season?
Oh, yeah.
Because last year they were 22nd in the league.
That's not going to.
No, it's not good. And that was
win.
propped up by Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony, Avery Bradley, Wayne Ellington. They're all gone. Geeter, LeBron is the best remaining three-point shooter at volume on this year's team, and you want the floor
What are you trying to tell me, AK?
Well, there's more. There's more.
Look at AD with the 19%.
Lonnie, most of their bad three-point shooters are the holdovers. Lonnie Walker, over his career, the more his attempts have gone up, the lower his percentages have gone. Troy Brown has been league average at very low volume. Thomas Bryant has shown a couple seasons worth of being a very good three-point shooter, albeit at low volume. But either way, it's not a lot. It's a big reason why the Lakers, I think, have been linked to Kyrie Irving, to Buddy Hield, even to Eric Gordon. What do those guys all have in common? They can all hit outside shots. The Lakers are going to need to become a better three-point shooting team if they're going to improve from last season.
Can I show you Cole Swider?
Well, can he stay on the floor?
I don't know. We'll talk later.
Ooh, that's a tease, kids.
Okay, Lakers' big 3. You know who we're talking about. They only played 21 games together, and we all know how that turned out. But I'm going to show you this because Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports reporting that the Lakers' big 3 huddled up on a phone call, first weekend of Summer League in Vegas, with each expressing their commitment to one another and vowing to make it work despite the uncertainty surrounding Westbrook's future with the Lakers. I'll start with you, Dan. What do you think of the big 3 and kind of the meeting of the minds?
Yeah. In our business, we generally do not like to poo-poo other writers or analysts' reports.
Yes.
I've been surprised how many people have openly dismissed this as a non-factor in the direction of the future of the Lakers. And it makes sense. Somebody tells somebody to say something and you put it out there. But we've seen too much. I think those of us who have been around the Lakers a lot know where things stand truly with LeBron's mentality when it comes to Russ and what the possibilities are for this team with Russ on the team. So I think it's pretty clear that LeBron's not going to change to that dramatic effect and say, all right, let's kumbaya, embrace, we're going to all do it together.
Yeah.
He has a plan A of his own, which includes no Russ, and I think that's ultimately the direction the Lakers will go.
I have so many questions about this call that Chris Haynes reported.
Don't you just want to be a fly on the wall?
Well, I want to be a fly on the wall, but I also want to know.
Or do you want to be in the phone? Or do you want to be on the call?
Yeah, I want to be eavesdropping. There's no way around it. I want to be recording their call.
Would you facilitate it all or speak?
I want to know, was this phone call a FaceTime thing?
Yeah.
Like, were they actually able to see each other, or were they all just on speaker and able to kind of blow each other off, scroll through, whatever?
Good questions.
Then also, this happened reportedly by Haynes during the first weekend of Summer League. That was the weekend of the freeze-out between LeBron and Russ. So, was this call...
When one was on one side of the court.
So was this call before the freeze-out?
Did they maybe see each other in the tunnel?
Well, if it was before the freeze-out, it would indicate the call went rather poorly. Yes. If it was after the freeze-out, it might be like, okay, this freeze-out, this was not good. We need to get on the
visually,
phone. Right. Like,
optically.
But it still doesn't seem to have necessarily thawed the relationship, at least reportedly.
Yeah.
So there's still more questions I have.
See, this is what was odd to me, AK, and I'll stay with you, then Dinger jump in. I remember at the end of the season when Russ had his exit interview and basically was like, there was no conversations. There was no discussion. I think we all assumed, like, big 3 got together and said, how are we going to, this is we are underachieving. Like, how do we get right? Like, let's get each other's back. He acted like there was none of that, and you could tell that kind of bothered him. But then you look on the other side, and it's so interesting that the Lakers have propped him up so much. Darvin Ham has been nothing but complimentary and how excited he is to